To give everyone listening a real feel for Jaipur, what makes it tick?
And hopefully spark a bit of interest, too. It sounds like quite a place.
Okay, so let's jump right in with that name, the Pink City. They mention it pretty early on.
They do. And there's a story there, apparently. It's not just random.
Oh, what did they say about that?
Well, it seems like way back, a British prince was visiting.
Okay.
And the Maharaja at the time, he decided to, well, paint the town pink, or this sort of ochre pink color.
Seriously, the whole city. Why pink?
It was meant as a sign of welcome, hospitality.
Hmm.
Apparently that color, it sort of symbolized being welcoming to guests back then.
Wow, okay. That's quite a welcome gesture. So it wasn't always pink.
No, it seems like it started with that visit. And they've kind of kept it up, especially in the old part of the city.
Huh. So it really it's like its visual identity now.
Totally. You think Jaipur, you think pink buildings.
Right. Imagine wandering around in that light. So, okay, you're there, you're seeing the pink. What are the big sights? The places Arav and Mira kept bringing up.
Yeah, there were a few key ones. Definitely the Hawa Mahal.
Hawa Mahal. What's that like?
Mira described it as really tall and kind of like a honeycomb with just tons and tons of these little windows.
It's honeycomb. Okay. And the windows. They weren't just decorative, were they?
No, not at all. They had a very specific function. They were built so the royal women inside could look out at the street life, festivals, parades, just daily stuff.
But without being seen themselves.
Exactly. It tells you a lot about, the social structures and maybe the idea of purdah back in the day.
Fascinating, like looking through history's keyhole, almost. Okay, what else? They mentioned Amber Fort. Sounds grand.
Yeah, Amber Fort's huge. Sits up on a hill overlooking the area.
Right. And getting up there sounds like part of the experience itself.
Definitely. You've got options. You can walk.
Yes.
It might be a hike. Or take a jeep. Or, and this is the one that really stands out, you can ride an elephant up.
An elephant ride. Wow, that feels very historical.
Yeah.
Regal, even.
Right. Sets the scene for exploring this massive old fort.
For sure. Okay, Grand Fort, Honeycomb Palace. What other spots caught their eye?
Well, there's the Jal Mahal, the Water Palace.
Oh, I think I've seen pictures, the one that looks like it's floating.
That's the one, just sitting there in the middle of Mansagar Lake.
Yeah.
Mira just said it was very pretty, which,
Probably an understatement.
I imagine so.
Yeah.
That Rajput architecture right on the water must be quite something, almost dreamlike.
Yeah, peaceful looking. Okay, what's next on the list?
Jantar Mantar. Now, this one's different. It's not a palace or a fort. It's an observatory.
An astronomical observatory.
Yeah.
Made of?
Stone. Huge stone instruments for studying the stars, tracking time.
And Mira said they still work. That's incredible.
Isn't it? It really shows how advanced their understanding of astronomy was centuries ago. Yeah. Designing these massive, precise tools.
Green-boggling, really. To think they could calculate things so accurately back then.
And you can still see how they did it. Amazing.
Okay, one more key place they mentioned.
The City Palace.
Yeah.
Which was, where the royal family actually lived.
So the heart of the old city's power.
Exactly. And part of it is now a museum. So you can see, like, old royal clothes, weapons, art, that kind of thing.
Gives you a real sense of the history, I bet, stepping inside their world.
Yeah, a direct link to the rulers of Jaipur.
Okay, so the buildings, the history, clearly amazing. But what about the feel of the city, the culture? Did Arav and Mira talk about that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. They described it as just bursting with color.
Color? How so?
Like, the clothes people wear are really vibrant. And the festivals. They mentioned lots of festivals celebrated with just loads of lights and color.
Any specific ones?
Yeah, Diwali, the Festival of Lights, makes sense. And also Tej, which is apparently tied to the monsoon season. Both sound incredibly lively.
Sounds like the whole place is just buzzing with energy.
Seems like it. And for entertainment, they mentioned traditional stuff too, like puppet shows.
Rajasthani puppets? Right, with the elaborate costumes and stories.
Exactly. And folk dances, showcasing the local culture. Plus, camel rides are a thing there too.
You can't really picture that region without camels, can you?
It's pretty iconic. Part of the landscape, part of the experience.
Okay, practical question then. Language. If you're visiting, how easy is it to get by?
Good question. So the main languages are Hindi and Rajasthani, which apparently has its own local flavor.
Right.
But, and this is key for visitors, they said English is widely understood, especially in tourist spots.
Oh, that's good to know. Makes things much easier.
Definitely less of a barrier.
All right, let's get to maybe my favorite topic, food. What did Mira recommend? What's Jaipur taste like?
Uh-huh. Yeah, always important. Sounds delicious, maybe a little spicy sometimes.
Ooh, I like spicy.
Then you'd probably like it. They specifically highlighted dal bati churma.
Dal bati churma. Break that down for me.
Okay, so it's like baked dough balls, kind of hard. You dip them in ghee,
Okay.
served with dal, which is like a lentil curry, and then churma, which is like a sweet, crumbly wheat mixture.
Wow. That sounds substantial. Very traditional.
Very quintessential Rajasthani meal, apparently. Really satisfying.
I can imagine. What else? Any snacks or street food?
Yeah, they mentioned kachori, those fried pastries, usually stuffed with something spicy or savory,
Yeah, kachoris are great.
and mirchi vada, which sounds like chili fritters. So yeah, probably got a kick.
Definitely sounds like it. Okay, savory, spicy, anything for the sweet tooth.
Oh yes, gizwar was mentioned. It's like this disc-shaped, lacy sweet cake, often soaked in syrup.
Georg got it.
And rasgulla, those spongy, milky balls in sweet syrup.
Ah, yes. Love rasgulla. Okay, and wash it all down.
Lassi. They recommended trying the lassi. Sweet, creamy yogurt drink.
Perfect. Especially if it's hot, right?
Exactly. Very refreshing.
Okay, I'm officially hungry now. Moving on swiftly. Shopping. People love souvenirs. Is Jaipur good for that?
It sounds like a shopper's dream, honestly. Mira called it a paradise. Markets just full of stuff.
Okay, like what kind of stuff? Any specific markets?
Yes, Johari Bazaar. That's apparently the place for jewelry. Silver, gemstones, intricate work.
Right. Jaipur's known for its gems, isn't it?
Seems so.
Mm.
And then there's Bapu Bazaar, which is more for, like, colorful clothes and textiles.
Nice. So jewelry, clothes, what
Yeah.
else? Handicrafts.
Yeah, loads of handicrafts, those puppets we mentioned earlier, pottery, leather goods, lots of unique things to find.
And can you, like, get the traditional local gear?
Totally. They mentioned Rajasthani turbans, the big colorful ones, and the traditional shoes, Majari or Judy.
Oh, cool.
And apparently you might even get someone to show you how to tie the turban properly.
Now that sounds like a great travel experience, learning something hands-on like that.
Yeah, a real cultural connection.
So Jaipur is obviously steeped in history, tradition, but is it, stuck there? Or is it modern too?
That's a good point, and according to the conversation, it's definitely not stuck in the past.
How so?
Mira made it clear it's a proper modern city. It has malls, schools, hospitals, all the usual things you'd expect.
Right, the infrastructure of a contemporary place.
And even a metro system for getting around efficiently.
A metro. Okay, so it's really keeping up.
Exactly. But what sounds really special is how it manages both. Like, it has all this modern development, but it hasn't lost its old world charm or its historic character.
That's a tricky balance to strike, isn't it?
Yeah.
Blending the old and new.
It really is. And it sounds like Jaipur pulls it off. That mix of ancient sites right alongside modern life.
That really does make a city interesting, when history feels alive, not just like a museum piece. Okay, so if someone is planning a trip, thinking about that heat, when's the best time to actually go?
Yeah, the weather seems pretty crucial. They were clear. Summers are hot,
How hot?
like over 40 degrees Celsius hot, so over 100 Fahrenheit. Probably not ideal for walking around forts all day.
Oof. No, definitely not. So avoid summer. What about other times?
Winters, on the other hand, sound lovely. Cool, pleasant, sunny.
Ah, okay. That sounds much better for sightseeing.
For sure. So the ideal window, based on what they said, seems to be roughly between October and March.
October to March. Got it. Good practical tip there.
Definitely one to keep in mind when planning.
So we've gone through Arav and Mira's conversation, pulled out these highlights. What's the big picture? The main takeaway about Jaipur?
I think it's that blend, really. It's a city that really seems to live in both its past and its present. You've got this incredibly rich history and architecture.
Yeah, the forts, the palaces.
Right. And then this vibrant, colorful culture. The clothes, the festivals, the food, the crafts. It sounds like a feast for the senses.
It really does.
And you have these unique experiences, like maybe riding an elephant or looking at these ancient stargazing tools. It's not just passive sightseeing.
And that whole Pink City origin story, painting the town pink for a guest. That says something, doesn't it?
It really does. Sets a tone of hospitality, of history being visually present. It's quite symbolic.
Definitely memorable.
Yeah.
So for everyone listening, thinking about everything we've just talked about, the amazing buildings, the colorful culture, that mix of old